Okay, so here's one more Bill
Maher. Democrat.
So here's one more Bill Maher. So let's do this. He's going to talk about Democrats who don't want to vote for Joe Biden again, and he just can't figure it out, and he's going to get his clock cleaned again. Watch.
Be worried about the 100,000 uncommitted votes in the Michigan primary. Oh, yes, I read about this. Will protest votes over Biden's policy in Gaza cost him the election in the fall. If people don't know what we're talking about, Michigan just had a primary. Michigan has a large Muslim population. They're not too thrilled that Joe Biden is supporting Israel in its war. And so...
I like how he says not too thrilled. Aaron Bushnell set himself on fire in front of the Israeli embassy. He's not too thrilled. People aren't too thrilled.
He seems a little upset.
I like how he goes, Biden is supporting Israel. Sounds like he's, he picked them in the fucking basketball pool for March Madness. Well, how is he supporting them? He's giving them fucking money to do what they're doing right now. That's a big difference. Okay, so here we go. But watch what happens.
100,000 people voted uncommitted. These are Democratic voters who apparently seem to be saying we are threatening to support Trump, a known lover of Muslims. But this is a wedge issue in the Democratic Party. The young people, the kids, and Muslim voters like this don't want him supporting Israel.
By the way, Donald Trump didn't do Libya. Donald Trump didn't do Iraq. Donald Trump resisted bombing in Syria. They had to goad him into doing it. So these are all the things that Barack Obama and Joe Biden love to do. Bomb the fucking shit out of Muslims. So don't give me that shit that somehow Donald Trump hates Muslims more than Joe Biden and Barack Obama. Barack Obama dropped more fucking bombs on Muslims than George and Dick Cheney did, okay? Just so you know, okay.
By the way, Donald Trump definitely doesn't hate Muslims as much as Bill Maher hates Muslims. How many times have we seen him do some insane rants? You're like,
we might have to nuke Iran ahead of time. Preemptive nuclear strike. There's nothing crazy about it.
Okay, so watch what the answer is. Watch what
many other people do. What are your thoughts?
I think that the media really, really wants to put this narrative out there that Biden is going to lose Michigan over Gaza, when the truth is he's going to lose Michigan over 600,000 auto workers, because his EV market was extremely punishing to auto workers. And like we said earlier, there's been this big realignment where working class Americans are very, very, very much on the Trump train, people who used to be Democrats and used to vote for Democrats. And rather than admit that, this outrage that Democrats lost the working class vote and try to figure out how we can appeal to them again, they're looking for excuses and other things to blame, like, oh, this war in Gaza, or they'll call them deplorables, or they'll call them racists, because they don't want to admit that Trump has picked up a lot of the policies that used to be Democratic policies in the 90s, like controlling the border, for example. The idea that an open border and mass migration is extremely punishing to the working class. It drives down their wages. It's class warfare against the working class. It is an upward transfer of wealth from the working class, who end up competing with immigrants, to the elites who end up employing them, and now they can employ cheap immigrants instead of having to pay working class Americans a living wage. Thanks, guys.
Hey, Bill, next time you're chatting with a young Democrat, maybe ask them why they don't want to vote for Joe Biden. Just do it after you Venmo them for the blowjob. Anyway.
You're more objective that way.
Yeah. So, again, everything she said was correct, plus it's also Israel. But that's the thing they don't want to hear, right? That they want to hear that your head is in the toilet, and these Democratic voters, they don't get it. They think their life is high. It's just fucking unbelievable. Anybody else want to say anything before we move on?
How are you mad at a bunch of Muslims, many of them from Palestine, that might be a little upset and feel betrayed by you, the woke side, that supposedly had their back and doesn't at all? You don't think they might do that just to hurt Joe Biden and also Bill Maher? Since the ceasefire needs to happen now, while Joe Biden's in. Oh, Trump wouldn't do anything different. Trump's not there. So you could be mad at him if he didn't do it. Joe Biden's not forcing them to do shit, and they're starving kids to death and saying, that's war. That's unbelievable. And then shut the fuck up about Putin after you tell me you can starve kids to death.
Yeah, and it just gets into the theory of something is worse than what's actually happening on the streets. The thought of what Trump could do is 10 times worse than crime everywhere, fentanyl everywhere, jobs lost, immigration is just insanity. I mean, we're all the descendants of some immigrant at some time. Okay, there's nothing wrong with come to America, but when you're flooding it, it's a Bolshevik revolution. And for Bill Maher, oh shit! This is the best.
Not for the green man. You are Patrick. Don't do this.
Let's just say
never go fully retarded, sir. Please.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
No one is
Larry
swimming.
David's upset. Oh, God.
No one is swimming the 80.
I'm sorry. The Bolshevik Revolution was great. You're right.
Hey,
right.
no one is
great. Oh, okay. So the guy that was in charge. I do read it all the time. Okay.
I have no one is swimming the 80 miles from Miami to get to fucking Havana.
Yeah.
You know, because of the not the Cuban, but communism doesn't fucking work. Communism doesn't work. I'll tell you.
Hold on. I want this guy to fight this guy. Let's go. Cage fight. Maher versus retard.
Hold on. This guy's all tuckered out. This guy just got going at the end of the show.
Revolution. I can stand up too. I have a microphone.
Hey, wait!
Einstein's cousin is upset.
Hold on. I have to get control of this show.
The revolution, your revolution didn't work because capitalism improved the lives of workers and their families.
You're trying to sleep, please.
Okay, hold on for a second.
Capitalism didn't work more.
I agree. No, if they thought that Cuba wouldn't work, why do they have to put sanctions on it? Why don't they let it just fall apart on its own?
Yeah, I know.
The reason is that they're afraid it will work, and that's why they have to fuck with. So I'm with you on Cuba.
Oh no!
So,
Hey, listen.
But the Bolshevik thing, I don't know anything about, so I can't help you.
Do you know Cuba can't even afford homeless people
You don't have
all
to
over the
go.
street?
Oh, you guys? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
See, I helped you.
I think we all saw that coming.
I love that the
I think we all knew a self-written book was at the end.
I agree that the whole blockade of Cuba is stupid. I agree with that. I agree that that's stupid.
Dude.
But the
Well, I'm a
workers.
Menshevik, and I say fuck the Bolsheviks.
Hey, the revolution didn't work.
Listen,
The revolution,
Honestly,
communism
man,
doesn't improve the life of people.
all of it, none of it, capitalism or communism works because the people at the top don't want either of them to work. Capitalism started right now, well, here because they built up the country. But at the end, the people at the top wanted to, look what they did to Germany, look what they did to Russia.
All right, you know what? I want to step in.
No
for a
one's
second.
reading that shit.
Hold on. I want to step in right now.
Shut up.
Wait, stop.
We're up against a hard break.
I want to say thank you to the Bolshevik guy for giving a gift. We didn't get a gift from you, MAGA guy.
Yeah,
That's what
where's
I'm
your book?
fucking out of my mind.
Got a hat.
What the hell's your book?
The gift he gives. The gift he gives from communism is enslavement for the entire planet. Thank you for that gift. Thank you so much. 100 million Chinese dead. Thank you.
Now let's get back to. All right. I agree with you now. I agree
Jimmy
with you.
agrees with you. Have a seat.
I agree with you. I will beat him up later.
Don't you have to meet up with Marty McFly? Sit down, Back to the Future.
Oh, he kind of does look a little bit like that.
The people.
All right. This seems like
These are your fucking fans.
I did this. My apologies.
I hope you're happy, Sam.
Okay. All right. You're making me look bad.
I'm with you on that.
I am so.
Isaac Cappy!
Okay, let's
I
get
am
back
so glad I don't have my own podcast.
All right, let's get back to something we can all agree upon.
Why isn't this room hotter? I want a hotter room and more out of that guy and this guy. It was totally worth it. The whole
By
thing.
the way, you guys should start a podcast. I would watch that.
I love that.
I would watch
I would
that.
listen to that podcast.
Just called Old Man
there we
Rage,
go.
bro. Yeah, there we go. Bringing people together. Hug it out.
Whoa, get a room, guys.
Yes!
There we go.
Yes!
There we go. That's their biggest fear, by the way.
That's the magic of the Jimmy Dore show, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what the communists do. They shake your hand and then you fucking lose everything after that. They come in like that. We're your friends and then they fuck you. Don't you see what's happening?
Can you turn
That's what's happening in this country.
Had a moment, Rob.
Sorry.
All right. Hey, come see us do a live stand-up show. We're going to be in Stockholm, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, London, Oslo, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Cortland, New York, Oakmont, Pennsylvania, El Paso, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Edmonton, Alberta, Vancouver, British Columbia, and Denver, Colorado. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets.